No, absolutely. And
That's
I
that.
think you're great. I think you're great for the sport. I
He
think Jeff
touched
is great for the sport. I think Ryan's great for the sport as well. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, he
I
touched me.
just don't.
Yeah, he touched me.
But the only thing, the PED stuff is just something I don't represent. I'm not gonna lie. Casey, what's going on?
What up? What up? Blessings, blessings.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys having me once again. Thank you.
Casey, what's
Blessings
up,
to you,
brother?
Ken.
I don't know if you heard the conversation we had earlier. We had Ryan Garcia on today. We got
Right.
Bill on today, and you know what I'm saying? We back on the oxygen situation today. Ryan Garcia gave us great information that Scooter was the last guy that was with him, that he was the one that gave him the supplements and the situations. What do you got to say about that? Because I know you know more in depth and heavily about the oxygen and the PEDs. So
And you was there.
enlighten us.
You was there for that live. You was there for that
I was
live. So you know what was
Enlighten us.
said, and you know the supplements. Do you remember
Correct.
the supplements that he said that he
It
gave Ryan?
was, Super Carb from NutriBio,
That's the
and I think
one right there.
it was the amino acid 5000. I forgot which company makes that, but those supplements are sold on Amazon. Even if there's traces on it, they cannot sell that on Amazon at all. They with Ostarine, it's not even sold as a legitimate supplement. It's sold as a research chemical. That's how they get around the legality of it. It's usually in droplets. So that whole thing, a lot of it doesn't make sense with the correlation of what he's saying, because those supplements, if there's any traces of any illegal type of item, they can't be sold on Amazon. It's just how it is in terms of the law. Ostarine half-life is shown to be 14 to 16 hours. And also the Nor 19 that he initially got popped, but we can't really turn a blind eye to that. That was a real thing that showed up. That everything's based off for the half-life and the timing. So I think the public's getting distracted with how much he got caught with that he had left versus how much he had maybe a week before, or even if the test was done a day later, he might have been declared clean, and we may never know if he did have anything in his system. So, you know, it's just really unfortunate. And Scooter, I believe, is used as the fall guy here. It doesn't make sense. Like you were saying, Bill, called in at the 11th hour, you know, certain types of circumstances on that type of time, and two on that end. Also, there's a lot of speculation. You're calling the guy in to cut weight at that time, and, you know, certain circumstances with that and what was given, and just everything how it was explained doesn't really make sense in terms of why he would bring someone in during that juncture at that point. You have someone doing your camp for a full 8 weeks. That's your official strength coach that's been with you from the beginning of camp. So it's basically, if he's the last guy that did it, it's the what have you done for me lately. He was the last guy to do that for him lately. So now all eyes are on Scooter, not about the guy that was doing it the 8 weeks prior, 9 weeks prior. So that's what I'm going to say. Scooter, I know him. Zeb, you know him a long time. My father knows him. And I told Scooter I would advocate for him because, you know what, this could be me also one day. And I wouldn't want to be in a situation like this with Scooter. He has a lot of pedigree, a lot of history in the sport. And I have a lot of respect for him. And he would never do nothing like this. And in these supplements, Ostarine cannot be in these supplements. Period.
What do you think about what Ryan Garcia came on here today and had to say that the last 11 hours he was with Scooter, and Scooter was the last person to pass him over a pill or supplement or something that he had no idea of what he was taking?
He's lying. Ryan was cheating, I believe, and this is just an inference from the beginning of April because of the way his body changed so fast in a couple of weeks. And I believe that there were other substances used, one which he got popped with that they said good or it didn't show up after. So that's 2, which I believe there may be 3. They usually stack. Nobody uses something that's only 1 because they all work in combination synergistically together. In certain ways, they bring out each other's strengths and elements. When these supplements are combined, these PEDs, like you said, they're there for a reason. They're there to get you stronger, faster, react better, recover faster, cut weight, preserve muscle, and burn fat. So I would say that he was using things from the beginning around April when he came out with the beer and he was out of shape. And then all of a sudden, he's getting in shape like, all right, and you still living that lifestyle like that. That was just something that we got to look at because you can't make that change that fast. And unless you're doing something to enhance that, especially with the way he came into the beginning of that month leading up to the fight. And we all know how hard camps are in general. So to make that change in a couple of weeks, it's a lot. It's a lot. We got to look at things, you know, and it's very important, especially at weigh-ins, to look at how people have looked versus the theatrics behind the charade that they're trying to profess.
Casey, do you and Bill know each other? Do you and Bill know each other? No.
Mill or Bill?
No, Bill.
No,
Bill.
no, no. Bill, no. I haven't.
So Bill, Casey's a good friend of mine. Been a friend of mine since he been a kid. I know his dad and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Good. Nice
And
to meet you.
he is very informed on the PEDs and the steroids situation and how the whole situation goes and everything like that. So
Good.
he's been one of the guys that's been on our show that's been enlightening us about how the PEDs go.
So I can ask him a question. Let me ask you, Casey. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Zach.
But does that make any sense that Ryan Garcia says he brings in a coach to help him lose the weight, but he says he took a supplement that he didn't know what he took, but he knew it wasn't to lose the weight? That doesn't make sense, right?
Nah, it doesn't make sense because what it is, the super carb is basically when you're really cutting weight hard and let's say you're coming in a little underweight, you're a little flat, let's say you cut a little too much, the super carb fills your muscles back up with the glycogen that you need to burn off for the fight. It's almost like having pasta without having pasta in a way because it's, you know, it's a little more absorbable and it won't retain as heavy on you. So what he's saying about cutting the weight and bringing something in to carb you up to add weight, nah, it doesn't make sense unless you're coming in a little under to do that, where you want to, you know, get to the weight where you feel comfortable if you just happen to be underweight where you felt a little weaker.
Yeah. So it like I said, it made no sense to me. I think that they're using this guy Scooter as the fall guy.
But I
They're
said,
gonna blame it on Scooter. But you know, we'll Zach, you need to get Scooter on here.
no, yeah, and also
Yeah, we're trying to get Scooter now.
Yeah, and also not for nothing is that a lot of things, especially certain types of PEDs, are possible through blood, not through urine, and that's based off the timing and everything I've been saying.
Scooter's gonna go nuts, guys. Watch, he's gonna go nuts.
So, you know,
trust me. I know this man well.
I just want to put that also out there too, is that a blood panel, like I was saying since day one, when Ryan's pleading his innocence very, very hard. My thing is, if you show a blood panel, it will exonerate you if it's within normal range. It will exonerate. You don't even know. You don't even got to see testosterone levels. You can see everything else to create a valid inference with certain markers that will illustrate, yeah, something's a little off here because these levels are supposed to be in a certain range. So my thing is, a blood panel, that's what you got to see his numbers. Ryan's just talking. We saw the eyeball test. Now we just got to see.
Okay, tell me this, Casey. So he did say that he took the supplement the day before, whatever, to make the weight. How fast does it have to be, or how long does it have to be in your system before it kicks in and gets the fullness of the medicine?
Well, here's the supplement that I was saying in Mill City that I brought up in the past, and I've been very vocalized about, which there have been fighters in the past historically that have taken it. Now, Ryan's behavior in the ring was very, very like amped up and hostile. You could take something that has a 4 to 6 hour window before the fight, and after the fight, it's out. It's called a check drop. That's what it's called. People do that to get amped up, power lifters, things like that. It might not even be just ostarine. Like I said, ostarine's a 14 to 16 hour half-life. So, but you could take something called the check drop to get you all amped up, froggy, ready to go, run through a wall, break your hand through a wall, whatever it is. That's a fact. Known item that people have taken to
But
get.
that's not the
really
item, though.
And that's a 4 to 6 hour window. So Ryan could have possibly taken something at whatever, 8 o'clock. And after the fight, they test it. It could be out of his system. And that's a real deal thing.